Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me. I am Lisa Casillo, and I'm here today with,
Dr. Karen Way.
and we are connecting Worcester style. Yes, so Dr. Karen Way is going to give me a tour, or us a tour, of her office, and then we're going to sit down and do our chat. So let's get started.
Sounds good. Come on in.
Okay, very nice. And it doesn't feel medicine-y.
No starchy feel here.
No. Okay. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Now we're gonna go back downstairs. Okay, now we are at the front desk. When you come in, this is what you see. Okay, where are we now?
We are in the natural pharmacy.
Okay,
Come on in, take a look at all of our goodies.
so this is the pharmacy. All the natural stuff. All the stuff that won't make you sicker. Yes. Okay.
Great. Let's go sit and chat.
All right. So thank you so much for having me. And there's a couple of things that I would like to ask you about, if that's okay.
Sure.
Right. So first, being a woman and a doctor, have you found, what kind of challenges have you found?
I think my bigger challenges are less having to do with being a woman and being a businesswoman, but actually my industry in and of itself.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because I'm somewhat of an untraditional chiropractor. So I'm not your typical crunch, crunch, crack, crack doctor. And that is a hard stereotype to break out of. So whenever you say you're a chiropractor, people automatically assume I'm going to jump on their spine and crack them. And those are not the approaches and techniques that I use in my practice. So I think that's one of the hardest stereotypes to break out of chiropractically.
Okay.
Yeah, there are literally hundreds of techniques. So
Yeah, because you do functional medicine.
and I integrate natural medicine and functional medicine into my practice, which also makes me sort of, a different sort of practitioner. Yeah.
Right. So you get to the root of the problem.
Yeah, we basically take a look at labs, so any blood work or any labs that you have, and we take a detailed look at the history, and then from that we can figure out exactly why you aren't well, and treat the root causes of why you're sick and not feeling well. And of course the structural work is part of it, and the other part is using natural supplements, lifestyle changes, nutrition, all of that, to make lifestyle changes to address those root causes so that they actually can get rid of their illness or symptoms and not just mask the symptoms.
And that's what you find is the challenge, getting that message across to
Getting
people.
the message across, because it's much less common for a chiropractor to do those things. And the thing with chiropractic is that your license allows you a very large umbrella of a scope. So you can see, 10 different chiropractors and have 10 different experiences.
Really?
Some chiropractors specialize in neurology, some specialize in pediatrics. And so I've just chosen to specialize in more natural and integrative approaches. And so I integrate natural medicine and now functional medicine into my practice. So it is definitely a different animal.
Very nice. Yeah, and I like the feel here. It doesn't feel clinical like you're in a doctor's office, but you're in a doctor's office.
Good.
Yes.
That's our goal. That's totally our goal.
Yes.
Yes.
So tell me also and now we talked about what your challenges are. Tell us also what are some of your biggest accomplishments or the things that you're the most proud of?
I'm a problem solver. So I love for somebody to come in. They've been to numerous physicians and nobody's been able to figure anything out. Those are like the kind of cases that I love to work with. And so I think some of my greatest challenges are people who are very chronically sick, so fibromyalgia, a lot of chronic illnesses, autoimmune conditions. And that when you address those conditions by addressing the root causes, you actually fix why they're not well. So they can actually come to almost a full resolution depending on how quickly you're addressing their cases. But generally speaking, the longer you've had a condition, the longer it takes to get better, but you can in fact do it, right?
Right.
So one of my most favorite cases was a woman who was on 10 or 11 medications.
Oh.
One was for allergies, but all the rest had to do with her fibromyalgia.
Wow.
And she had been sick for many, many years. And when she met me, she said, "Can you help me?" I said, "Yes, I'd love to take the challenge." And within 6 months, and she was working with her medical doctor, because I don't take people off of meds, because I don't put people on meds, but with working with her physician and asking him, "Can I go off these meds? I'm feeling better." He gave her the approval to do that. She was able to go off of 10 out of 11 medications.
Wow.
Which was really, I think, one of my greatest accomplishments. And of course,
I'm sure she was
the joy that she had,
yes,
like giving her a quality of life that she hadn't had in so many years.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because sometimes you're on all that medicine, you still don't feel any better.
Exactly, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And they just kept adding more and more, and she just kept feeling worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. And then they
Yeah.
search out someone like you to, okay, can we fix the problem?
Yeah, or just, can you just help me, because I just don't feel like these medications are helping me.
Yeah. I remember years ago I was in that situation, so I was very happy. And I found, that alternative medicine, and thank goodness, because I got better.
Yes, that's our goal.
Yes, I actually
to
got better.
truly
Yes.
help people.
Yeah, same thing with my daughter. Yep, she actually got better, and they couldn't figure she even went to the Mayo Clinic, and they couldn't figure out what the problem was, and I took her to a Eastern medicine. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, yes, more
Yeah,
Eastern
yeah.
medicine. Yeah.
And they were able to figure out what the problem was, and they fixed it. Yes.
I love that. I love to hear those stories. Yep.
Yep. So whenever anybody says to me, "Oh, I'm sick and nobody can figure it out," I always tell them to go to a doctor like you.
Thank you.
Yes,
it's my
you're
pleasure.
welcome.
Thank you
Like
so
if
much.
it's not working, use something else.
Yes, exactly. Try it out.
Yes.
Yep.
And are there, because you've been in the community for a really long time, are there any organizations that you support? Any charity organizations that you volunteer for?
Yes, so I'm a board member of Packagug Music School of Greater Worcester, and we've just recently relocated, so we're in Worcester now. We were in Auburn.
Okay.
But I really believe in the importance of art and music in children's lives, and giving them tools to develop their own strengths and skills without having to lean on other people to get those messages, right? So our kids were very much into art and music, and I can very much stand behind the school.
And it's interesting because you're science. You're
yes.
medical and science.
Yes.
And you support the arts.
Completely.
So I think that's great.
Yeah.
That says something. Yes. So thank you so much for taking time out of your practice today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, definitely. And I look forward to spending more time with you in the future.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks.